Listen closely. What I am about to share with you is not common knowledge. It is a series of truths, a hidden doctrine that has been obscured by the noise of the mundane, the drone of the everyday mechanic, and the deliberate complexities spun by those who profit from your ignorance. Your engine, that intricate heart of steel and fire, is not merely wearing down, it is forgetting its own power. It is falling into a deep slumber, its roar softening to a tired whisper, its once sharp reflexes dulled by a creeping malaise. But within that tired machine lies a memory of its former glory, a blueprint of the perfection with which it was born. Today, we will not just perform maintenance. We will conduct a ritual of awakening. We will peel back the layers of neglect and unlock the dormant potential you thought was lost forever. And, at the very end of this journey, I will reveal a final secret, a single, almost imperceptible detail that is the true key to this resurrection. It is the one thing they never ever tell you. We begin with the very breath of the machine. The engine does not simply use air. It inhales life, drawing in the atmosphere to be mixed with fire. This sacred breath is drawn through the air filter, the lungs of your power plant. A lie has been perpetuated, a dangerous myth that a dirtied filter somehow performs better. This is a deception designed to lull you into complacency. The truth is that when this filter becomes clogged, your engine is being suffocated, strangled slowly with every revolution. Its power bleeds away, its thirst for fuel becomes insatiable, and in the heart of a turbocharged beast, you will feel this suffocation as a sickening, gut-wrenching lag. So many ignore this first, most fundamental right. After you have cleansed the throttle body, the path will be illuminated. The very conduit you disconnected leads you to the altar, the air cleaner box. Unlatch its clasps, lift its lid, and behold the filter within. If it bears the slightest shadow of dust or darkness, it is compromised. It must be cast out and replaced. This is not a task. It is an exorcism of the contaminants that choke its spirit. Select the precise size, for this is a ceremony of exactitude. Do not force it. Seat it with reverence, close the sanctum, and secure the latches. Reconnect the conduit to the throttle body. Now, and only now, can your engine draw its first true, deep, revitalizing breath. It is awake, but this is merely the first gate we must unlock. Now, we turn our attention from the breath to the bloodline, the fuel. When your vessel hesitates, when its explosive power feels muted, do not curse the fuel itself. Question its delivery. The lifeblood of your engine is meant to be delivered as a fine, ethereal mist, an explosive vapor that ignites with perfect symmetry. But over time, a creeping pestilence builds within the injectors, turning that divine mist into a weak, pathetic dribble. And where there is no mist, there can be no muscle. The elixirs sold in parts stores can offer a fleeting reprieve, but for the deeply entrenched corruption, a more profound intervention is required. You must seek out a master who wields a pressurized apparatus, armed with a solvent of alchemical potency. This is not a mere cleaning, it is a violent purification. The pressurized solvent blasts through the accumulated gunk and varnish, obliterating the deposits and restoring the crisp, symmetrical spray pattern that is your engine's birthright. The transformation is not gradual, it is instantaneous. You will feel it the moment your foot touches the accelerator. A newfound eagerness, a smoother idle, a more efficient burn. Every 30,000 miles, this ritual must be performed. It is the only way to ensure the engine's blood remains pure and its heart beats with unrelenting power. Yet, even with the purest fuel, a shadow grows within the very chambers of combustion. A black soot, a carbon plague, begins to build. It clings with sinister tenacity to the surfaces of valves, to the crowns of pistons, to the intricate pathways of the intake system. This is what you feel as a rough, trembling idle. This is the source of that sluggish, arthritic acceleration. This is the cause of those strange, unsettling, knocking sounds. Your engine is being choked from the inside out. If you subject your machine to many short journeys, or feed it the cheap, unworthy gasoline of the masses, this dark plague accelerates its insidious conquest. Imagine attempting to run a marathon while breathing through a cloth soaked in tar. That is the struggle your engine endures. But there is a cure. This carbon disease can be purged. You have two paths to this purification. The first is a potent fuel additive, a chemical potion you pour into the tank to dissolve the darkness from within. The second, more direct method is a professional service known as walnut blasting. Yes, the crushed shells of walnuts, propelled by immense pressure, are fired into the intake to scour the carbon clean without harming the metal beneath. This is the ultimate detox. Every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, you must grant your engine this spa day, this cleansing of its internal soul. You will be rewarded with a machine that runs with the silence and smoothness you had long forgotten. Now, let us focus our gaze upon a small but critical component that more than 64% of all drivers admit to willfully neglecting until it is too late: the throttle body. It is the gatekeeper of the engine's breath, the valve that meters the very air it inhales. After 30,000 miles, the carbon plague begins to creep into this sacred space. But most wait until 75,000 miles, when the symptoms are already dire. That sticky gunk adheres to the delicate butterfly valve, obstructing the airway, throwing the entire system out of balance. Your engine is starved for air, or force-fed too much, and it begins to stumble and fail. You will notice it as a rough idle, a lazy throttle response, or even sudden shocking stalls. The ritual to cleanse it requires only minutes of your time. No complex tools, no mechanic's blessing. Disconnect all that is attached to it. Loosen the intake hose. Gently prop the butterfly valve open. If your vessel possesses a drive-by-wire system, a simple press of the gas pedal will command the valve to open for you. Gaze upon the visible soot, the corruption made manifest. Anoint it with a dedicated throttle cleaner. Use a soft cloth or a fine brush to gently scrub away the darkness. Allow the cleansing solvent to sit for a moment on the most stubborn deposits, then wipe until the metal gleams. Let it air dry completely before reassembling the pieces. This small act of devotion yields a reward in performance that is staggeringly disproportionate to the effort. Just beyond this gatekeeper sits a tiny, almost invisible oracle, the mass airflow sensor. It rests between the air filter and the intake, its sole purpose to measure the precise volume and density of the air flowing into the engine's lungs. The engine's mind, the ECU, relies on this data to strike the perfect divine balance between fuel and air. But when this oracle becomes clouded with dirt or oil, its vision fails. It begins to guess, and its guesses are almost always wrong. The result is a cascade of failures: poor fuel economy, jerky and unpredictable acceleration, and often the silent, glowing accusation of the check engine light. Fortunately, restoring its sight is an act of supreme simplicity. No wrenches are needed. No grease will stain your hands. Simply unplug its connection, gently pull it from its housing, and spray it with a cleaner formulated specifically for this sacred task. Do not scrub it. Do not dare to touch the delicate sensor wires with your mortal hands. Let the chemical alchemist do its work, dissolving the impurities. Let it air dry completely, then return the oracle to its rightful place. This 5-minute ceremony, performed in tandem with the air filter ritual, restores your engine's wisdom and allows it to once again command its power with perfect precision. Let us speak of the fuel itself, for a great deception has been woven around it. The idea that premium fuel contains more energy is a myth whispered to fool the unwary. The true secret lies in its octane rating. Higher octane is not about more power, it is about greater stability. It is a bulwark against the demon of engine knock and detonation, a chaotic, premature ignition that slams against your pistons with destructive force. If your engine was forged and tuned for high-octane fuel, feeding it regular gasoline is akin to playing with black magic. You invite detonation, the force that cracks cylinder walls and blows engines apart. Lower-grade fuel also burns with a dirtier flame. It leaves behind the very carbon deposits that foul your injectors and blind your sensors. Before long, your engine loses its edge and must drink more fuel just to perform the same tasks. Adhere to top-tier gasoline. It is infused with added detergents, cleansing spirits that work continuously to keep the entire fuel system pure. For an added layer of protection, anoint your fuel tank with a bottle of Techron or Seafoam every 3,000 miles. Your machine does not require the fuel of a race car, but it deserves to be fed clean, reliable, and stable nourishment. When the burn is clean, the performance is flawless. We now arrive at the engine's very lifeblood. It's oil. An oil change is not a chore to be done when you feel like it. Its timing is a critical component of this doctrine. First, we must shatter the most pervasive and outdated myth, the 3,000-mile rule. This is a dogma of a bygone era. Many drivers waste their wealth changing their oil far too soon. Others wait far too long, and in their negligence, they murder their engines. The truth, the real magic number, is inscribed within the sacred text that came with your vehicle, the owner's manual. Many modern machines, fed the ambrosia of synthetic oil, can easily travel 7,000, 10,000, even 15,000 miles between changes. A Chevrolet Malibu, guided by its oil life monitor, may venture even farther. But do not apply this logic universally. Older models, high-mileage engines, or those subjected to severe driving conditions may require their lifeblood to be renewed far more often. This is why the manufacturer's scripture matters more than the hearsay of the quick lube clerk. Follow the timeline set forth by those who created your machine, and its heart will remain smoother, cleaner, and stronger for far longer than you can imagine.